what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. I'm going to talk about some news, and I'm also going to mention that we were able to, for the most part, avoid a disaster here by bouncing off of some pretty critical support levels, and we bounced exactly where we wanted to. So as you can see, over the past 24 hours, a lot of cryptocurrencies up anywhere from 5 to 15%. And like I said, this means that we will have most likely avoided any kind of bigger drop. Of course, I don't think we're going to go jumping higher right away. I think that we're going to probably be a little bit flat, have some up and down action for a little bit longer. And then, you know, I think we'll be ready to start moving higher again. But what matters is that we got our bounces off the critical support levels, and I'll be covering all of that during the technical analysis side of things. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for live cryptocurrency market updates. And I'm going to go ahead and mention some news as well. So first of all, Korea's National Assembly proposed to allow ICOs, meaning that they plan to lift the ban that was put in place on ICOs. And that's of course huge news. They're softening their stance on cryptocurrencies, and all that Korean FUD has now, you know, toned down severely, and things are looking much more bullish again. Overall, news has been pretty bullish, right? Keep that in mind. We also got some nice Iota news. They released their Trinity mobile wallet beta, and you know, Iota, for all that it's been through some up and downs, it's actually been advancing nicely, you know, as far as partnerships and the general project, of course. Let's jump right into the technicals now. So Bitcoin did manage to break out of this short-term downtrend line. You can see by the current little red candlestick right now, we're right above that downtrend line, and we got a nice bounce on that 30 line on the RSI. Now, what am I doing personally here? I will definitely be considering an investment at these levels. I'm still going to wait a little bit longer. I just want to make sure that we are indeed stable in this area between $6,500 and $8,000. But if I see that, you know, we continue to act to hold up, basically, I think I'm going to put some money down here. And keep in mind, that's not financial advice. That's just my personal opinion. That's just what I'm thinking about doing. So please don't take that as financial advice. But I think that this is an interesting area to enter the market because it's definitely a discounted price, right? We're definitely in a bit of a low here. That's not to say that there's not a possibility of going lower, because that is a possibility. But now that we're getting a sign of an initial bounce, you know, I think that we'll be able to hold up for the most part pretty well. And keep in mind, this will be the first time for a lot of these cryptos retesting the orange line on the MACD, which usually fails. So that's why I'm not expecting some kind of huge bounce higher. And we took a bit of a hit on the technicals. Our Bollinger Bands and our middle band will need to cool down a little bit and flatten out before we can move higher. So that's why I don't think that we're going to get, you know, any kind of huge bounce right away. But once we're able to put in a bit of a base, I think that we'll be able to slowly but surely climb back through those resistance levels. Let's move over to Ethereum next and see what's going on. So Ethereum's chart is a little bit cleaner. We also got a nice bounce on the 30 line on the RSI, and you know, we got this double bottom here on the candlestick, so that's pretty bullish. Now we're moving back towards $600. I'm not sure if we will be able to get above $600 just yet. Once again, that middle band is going to cause some resistance here for a lot of cryptocurrencies, but I think that we will have most likely avoided a drop below $500. Like I said, I'm just waiting to see, you know, make sure that we really are stabilizing here and that we're not going to get some more weakness. But if I see that we're holding up well, once again, I will probably be investing at these levels. Let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin now. Litecoin also looking good. We broke out of the downtrend line. Bollinger Band still falling a bit lower. So like I said, those do usually need to flatten out a little bit. But we have some nice bounce on the indicators. And I think that we might even move a little bit higher here towards our middle band. So around, you know, $120, $130. Let's take a look at Nano next. Nano not doing that much. It did bounce back above 50,000 Satoshis. We're actually back above 55,000 Satoshis, which is good. And, you know, I just like it to make sure that we hold above 50,000 Satoshis. As long as that happens, I think we're fine. We just don't want to start moving below that. And it looks like we have avoided out for now, right? At least in the short term. And if that's the low, right, 50,000 Satoshis, that's great. That's exactly where I wanted it to bounce. And, you know, overall, if cryptos don't move, you know, lower than these critical support levels, we'll have really avoided a big disaster. And if we are going to fall lower, I think that'll be pretty minor, right, and pretty controlled. So that's a good thing. Let's take a look at Ripple. Ripple is back above 50 cents. Never actually dipped below that. We were able to get a bounce at 55 cents, actually. And now I think that we may see a little bit of up and down action between 55 and 65 cents. Ideally, would want to get back above 65 cents as soon as possible, but we do have a lot of resistance there. So I'd say, probably just going to trade around this area that we're in now. Nice little flattening on the indicators. Always a good sign. Let's go ahead and take a look at NEO, see what's happening. So NEO is, let's see, right in the middle of its range between $43 and $59. We're back above $50, which is pretty key here. And indicators also flattening out nicely. We may get a crossover. Once again, that first time that we test that orange line, it's hard to get, that bullish turnaround, but it's always a possibility. Either way, I think that our odds of dropping lower now are much more unlikely. And I even think that we could be able to hold, above $50 here. And that will make a higher low compared to the previous low back here, which is very bullish. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be, let's see, next up is Stellar Lumens, and take a look at what's been going on. So Stellar Lumens, huge green candlestick, a lot of buying volume as well. Indicators coming back up nicely, especially on the MACD and histogram. We're actually pretty much in line with our middle band, so I think that we're probably going to be trading around where we're at now. And as far as a bullish signal for a little bit more of a run up, we need to first break above 4,000 Satoshis. But I think Stellar is going to hold up pretty well here. Let's take a look at Vertcoin. Vertcoin, obviously one of the smaller cryptocurrencies. It's a little bit harder for it to remain strong, but we did end up bouncing at $1.54, which was our critical support level, and that actually puts a higher low compared to back here. Obviously bullish. Now I think that we may even be able to start to bounce a little bit higher, closer to $2. Probably just going to be trading, around $1.54 and a little bit under $2 for the time being, for at least the next 2 weeks or so. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next crypto. That's going to be Lisk. See what's going on. So Lisk is currently trying to get out of its downtrend line. Seeing how a lot of cryptocurrencies have managed to do that, I don't think that this is going to be different. But it looks like we're not going to get a huge run up, right? We're probably just going to break out horizontally above the downtrend line and basically just consolidate from there. Let's take a look at our next cryptocurrency, which is going to be Cardano, and see what's going on. So Cardano is currently back above 2,500 Satoshis, very bullish. We actually had dropped below that, and I mean, this is truly avoiding a disaster here, because if we had seen, basically one more red candlestick confirming the drop below 2,500 Satoshis, we probably would have gone down and, tested 2,000 Satoshis. At this point, it looks like we have avoided that, especially since we nicely broke out of this downtrend line with a lot of buying volume. I think that we will be able to, hang around where our middle band is at, put in a bit of a base, and start moving higher from there. We broke out of our downtrend line on the RSI as well. Indicators coming back up. Very good signs here for Cardano. Let's take a look at our next crypto, which is going to be, let's see, next up is Iota, and see what's going on. So Iota is looking good here. We are bouncing back above $1.47. Once again, nice green candlestick, nice buying volume. We're out of our downtrend line, kicking back up on the indicators, and that middle band is what's causing some resistance. We will probably come and touch that, trade alongside it at around $1.70. Probably going to see some up and down price action. And then once we have put in enough consolidation, once we break back above our resistance level here at $2, I think that will be really ready to start climbing higher again. With that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.